Welcome, everyone. It's Wednesday night again already. I am not in my usual location, forgot some things like the ring light. So I know you guys don't care. I'm one of those recovering perfectionists. So, anyway, Wednesday night, and we're going to be talking about some new discoveries that I've discovered, and also uh, putting us on track of where we are in the stream of energies. So hang on, this is a little bit cloudy. Maybe it's just me, but let's just make sure. There we go. So we have exited all of the Lionsgate portal energies. The Mercury retrograde is now not in retrograde anymore, although it can be in a bit of a shadow for about a week. And that it can still feel like Mercury retrograde is still in effect. So that can happen. And then what else do we have? So those are the main big energies that we're sort of exiting. And now we are moving towards that, the empty moon in a couple weeks, where we'll be planting our seeds again. And we also have once a month, our luminary activation on the first Thursday is coming up. That's still in a couple weeks. We are going to be starting our 12-day program a little earlier this month. Usually it would be in September, but I'll be leaving to South Africa for 3 weeks. And so we're starting it a week earlier than usual. So we'll be starting our next 12-day program on August 25th. For those of you who may be considering joining us, it is all about, what is it here? It is infinite prosperity, aligning your wealth blueprint. So we're just on the heels of all of the abundant energies that got stirred up with the Lionsgate portal. And so we're continuing to go in that flow, in that direction of this abundance energies. With that, those blueprints, the codes that are embedded in our field that we just need to access and align so that we can really start to have that be a reality. So we have a few people here today. That's good. Most of the people watch this as a recording, which is fine. Good to see you, Monique and Daily Muse from Temecula, and we have New Hampshire. Great. I know there's more of you, but that's okay. And it also says that Facebook and Instagram are connected, but apparently they are not in the feed. So not sure how that works. Well, I made, hey, Shelly from LA. I made a very interesting discovery because I've always been curious about a part of our brain that is called the claustrum. And about 2 years ago, so I'll just kind of update you on the evolution of how this has been progressing. So actually it's been closer to 2.5 years by now, activated all of our physiology and all of our body systems through a 12-day program. And so that was the first time that I brought a group through measuring, calibrating all of our body systems, organs, and bringing the light quotient all the way up as high as it could go. At the time, it was 350, which is far beyond what some other people are purporting to bring people to. Like the EE system, the energy enhancement system, is a system created by Dr. Sandra Michaels. Tony Robbins has a whole room full of these panels that are meant to elevate your frequency and your light quotient. So that system will bring you up to 90 millivolts. And so that's where I started measuring and calibrating. Well, since then, that's been more than 2 years ago, probably closer to 3 by now. Now we are bringing clients all the way up to 350 millivolts, potentially 450. I will see if that's what will happen during the next 12-day program in November, when we're going to be revisiting this again. Only now we've accessed our ability to connect with our oversoul, the highest aspect of ourselves that really knows how to function, knows and is connected to our divine blueprint. etc. So I'm excited about connecting all of our body systems to that. It feels like that's definitely next evolution. Well, when we did this program, we also calibrated all of the body, not all the all of the parts of our brain. There's, there's probably about a dozen parts of the brain that we measure and calibrate. And one of those parts of the brain is the claustrum. Now, maybe you guys have heard of this. I don't. Maybe you could let me know if you've heard about this. Yes or no. It is considered a sacred fluid that does a journey every month. Starts in the brain, travels down the spine, and then comes back up again. There's a lot of mystery around it. There's a lot of speculation about it. There's a lot of secrecy around it. And then that's what intrigues me even more. It's like, okay, what are they trying to hide? They've even embedded this teaching about this journey in the, if you wanted to call it a parable, the parable of Santa Claus. So this sacred oil was like a saint, and the cloths for the claustrum. There's a whole correlation between Santa Claus as he's coming down the chimney and then goes back up again. That's this sacred fluid going down the spine and then back up again. And so I've had this on a board where I keep some notes for myself that I wanted to find out more about this claustrum because it's such a sacred place. We have our body temple. This claustrum is like the holy of holies in a temple. So if like Solomon's temple, there's the temple, the big walls, and then keeps getting smaller and smaller until you finally get to the smallest chamber or room, the holy of holies. Well, that's what this part of our brain is like because it is such a powerful part of our brain that they've wanted to keep it secret. They don't want people to know the power of this this fluid. So as I've been learning more about this, I'm still in the very beginning explorations, discovering it's not actually a fluid like the cerebrospinal fluid. I thought maybe these were sort of one and the same. They are not. They're manufactured in different places. In fact, they think that it's actually not even like a little secretion. It's such a small, thin film of tissue that is full of neurons uh, that they think it is more of what imprints the cerebral spinal fluid or this fluid, which it's the more research I'm doing, the more it seems almost etheric, this fluid. So this travels from the brain down the spine in this journey. And so I've been wanting to know more about it. One, when does it start? Now I've heard it starts when the moon is full in your sun sign. That for me, that would have been July 31st. August 31st. Oh, so that's coming up. Okay, well, we'll see. I was thinking it was already past. No. Okay, so August 31st. This is going to be a curious thing. Okay, so what I decided to do, because the information wasn't coming to me, it was the board. It's been sitting on that board for maybe a year, and no information has really come forward. So I just had this thought, like, well, why don't you ask, right? Like, we know, our body knows if we just ask and tune in. So I got that the cycle is actually a 21-day cycle. And so I thought, well, when does it start? Where is it? How do you know where it is? And so I just started feeling. I started to feel for where this claustrum was in the cycle. So I did this about 5 days ago. I started at the top and I was just, passing my hand along my body, along the spine, and I got nothing coming down the backside. But as I was coming up the front, it stopped right at the second chakra. And I thought, oh, so it's on its way up. Okay, note to self. Then maybe a couple days later, I noticed now it's in the solar plexus region. A day or so later, then it's up in the heart region, and then it's up to the high heart. And then this morning, it was right here at the bridge of the nose. And right now, it is right in the center of the pineal gland. Or not, it's actually not in the pineal gland, but that's the section of it is. It's not in a chakra either. So I was wondering about that. It's actually in the brain, it's saying. So this is my personal exploration. And with a client today, I wondered, because I'm always wondering, I'm always curious, I'm very curious. Is this the same for everybody? I've heard different things. Well, it's different for different people. So I had a couple clients today. I checked both of them. They were at the same place as me. And so to me, that actually makes more sense when you realize what the function of this organ or tissue is. They believe it's like a gateway for our consciousness, connecting um, memory, connecting neurons, connecting our consciousness. And so, what if everybody's on the same journey at the same time? That if we're really connected, which is what they're doing, everything in their power to keep us disconnected, right? With wars, you have to pick a side, then you're not connected, you're opposing sides. With voting, you pick a side. So they're always doing something to keep us divided. Well, what if we start becoming united? Most of you who are on the ascension path realize that we are all one, in that we are all connected through a neural net. And they've been trying to hijack through the internet, and trying to keep us, steering our consciousness that way. So I'm right at the very beginning of this exploration, but I'm going to be following it, and I'm going to keep you guys updated about this, because I believe that when enough people can consciously be on this journey, and wherever the claustrum is in along their spine, it's going to affect those body systems, body organs. And so it just seems very fascinating for me. And then the timing of it, because in November, we're going to be doing the whole, through 12 days, that journey of exploring all of our body systems and body organs, raising them all to this highest capacity of functioning, the highest millivolts of light. So we're removing everything that's in the way of that. It was really a profound experience 2 years ago. And so I'm excited to do this with with being connected to our oversoul. And then we're going to throw in the claustrum on top of that. It's like, OMG, I'm excited. Anyway, I love exploring new things, finding out new things, because some people believe that this sacred fluid, this holy claustrum, which is different than colostrum, which is in the mother's breast milk. Claustrum is so this is going to be really fascinating. I just lost my thought there. Yeah, so I can't wait to see how this is all going to be. So this is a something that they've been trying to keep hidden, and with all of these layers, like aligning. Oh, I know what I was saying. I was saying about this fountain of youth. So that was one of the things that some people think that this fluid is connected to, is being able to connect to our higher self, connect to our oversoul, being able to, when we're, See, this is why they don't want us to know about this, because they know that when we're fully functioning online, tapped in, knowing how our body works so that it can heal itself, that we know how to work consciously with our bodies, uh, that this could absolutely be a fountain of youth, because we we're going to know how our body works. And so anyway, I'm a little thrilled about this. So I hope you guys will be joining us on that journey. So let's see what we have going on here. We have Arkansas, great. I really benefited from the light quotient upgrades you did in the 3 June activations. Great, yes. So yeah, that's definitely part of this 12-day in November. I'm kind of jumping ahead of myself because our next 12 day, which is on the 25th, so that's in 12 days. It's really before we get to this other piece, it's all about aligning to this abundant frequency. So a lot of people are still struggling with money. A lot of people are still struggling with their businesses. So we're getting those lined up again so that you can maybe join us in May for my retreat, my next retreat, where we are going to be exploring Istanbul and Cappadocia, which is part of Turkey. So I'm excited about that too. So, but we won't jump too far ahead. Anyway, just a little bee in your bonnet. Well, let's check your questions. You guys have questions today? Let's see what you got. No questions. I'm really looking forward to the abundance clearing in September. Absolutely, because who doesn't want to be a little more abundant? We can always use more abundance, right? And when we can align every one of our chakras to this higher abundant frequency, which is what we already are. It's not, we're not fixing anything that's broken. Nobody's broken here, but maybe a little buried beneath the misconceptions, the lies, the programs. And so that's all the stuff that we're going to be clearing next time. So what questions do you guys have? There was something that I was going to measure for people that may have been curious. Can you see what type of cords I have specifically at your crown? Valentine. I'm not getting that you have any cords, at least not any people cords. And yeah, you don't have any cords. Valentine, you're grounded. You've got infinite rings. So there must be something else going on that you might think is going on with your crown, but it's not related to cords. So maybe if you have a different question. Hey, Gwen, it is exciting. I am like super excited about it. And I don't know. It's well, it's got me excited because one, I love experimenting. I love being my own personal experiment and just seeing what happens. So I have a feeling, or I'm curious if when it gets to this brain. So now it's in the brain. Is it going to stay here for a few days? Does it have to like build some momentum, more energy, more frequency? And then the other thing that will be a curious thing for me, maybe it will be for you too, is as this fluid, it's not literal fluid, but as this essence, we'll call it an essence, is traveling down the spine, what are we noticing as to how it could be affecting us? Because this essence is all about creating more awareness, which is what they don't want, right? They don't want us to be aware. They want us to be in the dark. So just hoping this doesn't get me off again, because we're exploring these forbidden territories. Shelley wants to know if she has cords in her legs or feet. Actually, right at the top of your legs, like at your hips, right on both sides. So you do have cords there. Um, it's not AI. It's a woman. Yes, it's a woman, maybe a client of yours. So there's about 5 cords in each side. So that's someone who's trying to prevent you from moving forward, taking your next step. So you might give some consideration to who that might be. Well, this is lovely that there's just a few of us here, because then you guys get to ask as many questions as you want. And if you're over on Facebook or Instagram, come join us on YouTube at Shama Kim Productions, or you could probably just type in my name, Kimberly Sherry, and come find us. You can ask questions as well. All right, Valentine. Well, I can feel myself being spiritually at my crown. Then it flows down throughout the rest of your chakras. Great. I don't see any problem there or a question. So I would validate that is also true. Attached, then it flows down through the rest of my chakras. Attached. Oh, being spiritually attached at the crown. Well, there's no AI, there's no spells, curses, cords. I think this is, yeah, okay. So because you're an empath, Valentine, and this is the first time I recall you being here, but I'm just reading energies. You're an empath, so you're noticing something that's going on in your crown, but you can't quite tell what it is. So as I measure the percent that you're in your sovereignty, it's only 15%. But the issue is not in your crown, it's actually down in your root chakra. That's where the cords are. There's about 20 cords there. Those are AI cords. And so the effect of it is, however, it's affecting the sovereignty in your crown. So they have some kind of a program in the root where it doesn't feel safe to step into your sovereignty. So that's where it is. Okay, do money blocks come from the root chakra? I've been trying to do root work. No, although you would likely find blocks in the root that could affect that. However, if your money is blocked, this is where you're most likely to find it. And if you don't mind, I'd like to measure your money frequency, if you could give me a thumbs up on that, because that's where your issue is. You're only manifesting to the degree that your money frequency is elevated. So right now it's very low. So you can't manifest beyond this low frequency. Okay, good. So it's at 250. That's at the bottom. And so that's all you can manifest is that frequency. So what we're going to be doing on this in the next days, starting August 25th, we're going to be starting this journey of elevating your money frequency, aligning your business to this high frequency as well. We do that in the first day. So we're going to get everybody grounded, aligned to their oversoul, and we're going to raise the money frequency. So that starts from day one. So, and then each day just builds on the next. So my suggestion, it's only $111 for people who are new. I would not suggest anybody who's trying this for the first time to go beyond the foundational, which is just meeting in the mornings for 20 minutes. It's a bit much. And even if you think you're advanced, if you really want to insist, I could calibrate, and then we could check and see if you're ready for the advanced program. But while we're talking about this, I just thought, let me put in the link to the next 12-day program, because that let's see. Might need to do, hmm, well, you can go to my website. This will be the easiest way to do it. That way, it I know this links works. So on my website, if you scroll down a little ways on the right-hand side is the 12-day meta-clearing program. And, so that's where you could sign up either for foundational or advanced. If you're new, just do foundational. It's a bit much if you're new to try and do the advanced program. So, yes, come and get your money frequency elevated so you can start manifesting from a higher frequency. That would be my suggestion. All right, what do we got? Yes, the client is a female. It's a S. No, it is not the S client. So curious why someone would want to stop me moving forward when I've helped them. I've felt my intuition shut down ever since my session with her. It's not her. Yeah, it's somebody else. Keep digging, Shelley. Find find the culprit. Okay. Um, and so, it doesn't make sense that people want to shut us down, but maybe you have some unresolved past lives with this woman, not the S woman, someone else who's plugged into your hips. And maybe some competition energy. Maybe it's not some who you think it is. Maybe it just happened to be around the same time. So it might be hard to tell. Anyway, keep digging. Gwendolyn, I have been doing some deep clearing as well as beginning the new school, feeling a little physical pain in my lower spine. Yes. Well, that's all about feeling supported or the lack thereof, your lower spine, that lower back. Um, it is actually, it's a cord in the back of your second chakra. It's related to the school. And it's like the whole board is in your lower back. And um, mm, there's about 3 people that are courting in there. So that would be where I would start taking those people out. Yeah. All right. What else have we got here? Yeah. So this I've just been paying attention to how spirit's guiding and directing me, and that's why this abundance thing is showing up. Yes, we meet every month, and so there's a new theme every month that I've got to come up with. And I don't mean to say it like that, in that it's actually spirit that comes through and reveals what we're doing next. So I'm just following along for the ride, and oh, look what we're doing now. So and bringing all of you along on the journey, because it's my journey as well. I'm also, maybe I'm at a different level, but still going through my own personal evolution through all of these same processes that I'm bringing you through. So it's that's why I'm always excited about these things, because I'm always growing too, and so that's always fun. Hey, Deborah, good to have you here. We're entertaining some questions, and we just got done talking about Claustrum. And there was something that I was going to measure. I put it in my newsletter. Now I can't even remember what that was. So hang on just one second, and I want to see what we were going to be talking about. We did the Lionsgate portal. Um, hmm. All right. Well, I guess I'm uncertain. Um, yeah. So one of the things we could measure here, for those of you who are curious, is what percent you are connected to your oversoul. So that's always a curious exploration. And so funny, I can't even find it now. Oh, well. And, I thought no wonder. Maybe the email didn't even go out. Wasn't that so funny? I prepared an email and I forgot to send it this morning or yesterday morning. Oh boy. Anyway, yeah, so there's that. Great. Any more questions? Okay. Here's bone density. Yes, that's what it was. Thank you. So maybe the email did go out. Okay. So what the heck? Last time you said I had 50 cords in my root chakra. Have I removed any? Apparently you have. You have 5 left in your root. So you're making progress slowly but surely. Bone density. Yes, that's what it was. So yes, bone density. Yeah, so if you're curious to know what your bone density is, the health of your bones, this is one of the things we're going to be measuring over the 12 days, but you can find out now tonight. And the reason I was doing bone density is because in my last newsletter, the one I guess I did send out, I was not promoting, I was suggesting a supplement to help increase bone density. It's the one supplement I take every week. I promote something that vibes at infinity. And sometimes it's a supplement, sometimes it's a person, sometimes it's, I don't know, a book or whatever. I even did well, anyway, so the last one was on bone density and this supplement from Nikken. And it really helps to elevate your bones actually quite quickly. Okay, so am I still clear? That's a really broad stroke. Maybe you mean, are you still aligned to your oversoul, Monique? Yes, so that's 100%. Zeta seals or J seals. Can these cords be like them? I don't know because I've heard of J seals. I've had mine removed. Don't know what Zeta seals are. I'll ask and see what spirit says. Can AI cords be like Zeta seals? Yes. No, they're different. Or J seals? No. So they're both that these AI cords are different. So AI being ancient interference, not artificial intelligence, just so that's clear. Deborah, I've been doing a chakra meditation, though not today. It's helping, but nerves are bad. Yeah, your adrenals are not so are suffering. So if you've been drinking caffeine, coffee, that would be a good thing to cut out. So this is another thing we're going to be doing in this 12-day program is adrenals, and along with the amygdala. Both of yours are low. And so that's just another part of the whole thing that we're going to be raising. We're going to be doing the whole nervous system, the whole spine, all the parts of the brain. It's going to be freaking amazing. Can you tell I'm excited? Okay. Deborah, how can I not be affected by my mom? Oh, how can you not be affected by your mom? Not how can you not be affected? Okay. Well, one is you can clear unresolved past lives with her. You have about 5. And also you can remove any cords. So your mom cords to your crown chakra. She's still treating you like a 2-year-old and still trying to be the boss of you. So she's also cording to your heart, where she's pulling on those guilt strings, trying to make you feel bad about what you're doing or not doing. And then she cords to your root chakra with all of her fears. So she seems like she has a lot of fears about the future, maybe her health, her future. and she plugs into your root chakra because she doesn't have one. So those are a few things that could likely help. Althea, can you measure my bone density? Okay, great. Your bones are currently at 15%. So this is an energetic assessment. I'm not a doctor. However, I will tell you a little story so that you can get an idea of how much your bones need some help. So my sister, I happened to measure hers. Her bones were at 50%. And so I let her know this. And she's not really into what I do, but I don't know. She entertains me. So at any rate, she says, "Oh, that's interesting. I just got back from the doctor. And they said I have the beginning of osteoporosis." So if that's at 50%. So if your bones are at 15, and that is even not so good. That's even worse. So my suggestion, two things I'm going to suggest. One is you can start taking this supplement that I suggest. I'll put it in. I don't know if you can. I don't know if you can connect the link on here, but if you can, great. And if not, let's see. This is, it used to have 2 supplements in one. Now they've condensed it down to 1 supplement. But this is what Vibes at Infinity, that I've calibrated Vibes at Infinity. It's the only bone supplement that I will take to help increase your bones. Did it post there? Let's see. Okay, so there is the thing. So you could write that down, or you could maybe click on the link and see if that'll take you there. Anyway, that Vibes at Infinity. And so my sister, she started taking the supplement. Within just a few days, the number started to increase, and it increased by about, it seemed like 5 points a day, something along those lines. I can't remember for sure. Don't hold me to it. But it definitely will raise the bone calibration almost immediately. So it really works. And I think she only needed to take it for about 2 weeks and she was back up. So, but if you're not staying there, of course, you're going to want to maintain that until you can keep an elevated frequency. I only take it now and again if I notice I'm getting a little altered. I don't eat very many dairy products. I have a little bit of cheese, and but so yeah, need calcium. So that's a good one to do. All right, bones. That was the bone density. Okay, yes. Okay, here's a Daily Muse. Interested in your bone density. 100. You must be young and healthy. Good to know. Your bones are good. Gwen, please check the cords in second chakra and the bone density. Great job. You took all those people out of your lower back. Is your back feeling different? I'm curious. Bone density, 100%. Great job. Here's a great question. You're back on TikTok. Yay! Without a question, it's a statement. Yes, I am back on TikTok. It's at Kimberly Sherry Official. So we'll see how that goes. So far, no warnings, no nobody's duplicated my account yet, and so far so good, and it's actually doing well. I think there is one video there with quite a few views. One has 7,200 views. Wow, nice. And I've only got maybe a dozen videos up. So things are off to a good start. And so your support is greatly appreciated there. Okay, great. Thanks. I figured it out who the client is. Begins with J. Yes, they are jealous. Oh my God, thanks. Yes, you're welcome, Shelley. I knew you'd figure it out or we'd figure it out. So that's awesome. Yes, so client J, the jealous client. And so when I was talking about unresolved past lives, yes, you have 5. Most of them are in the root chakra, just saying. Okay, here's Dana. I asked you to tune into Kyle Gray from Hey Louise a few weeks ago. Can you tune into him again and see if he's grounded? Kyle Gray is not grounded. He has no rings and his heart is 0, closed. So that sounds familiar. Is that what it was last time I said? Okay, what's your take on the moon? Some say it's only a satellite deceiving us. Others, like Edgar Casey, say souls learn there. I really love the moon. What is it truly? Well, let me ask. I've gone in and out of things. I love the moon myself. In my mind, whether it's a satellite or not, it feels for me like when I look at the moon and I connect with the moon that I'm tapping into ancient frequencies of maybe what the moon used to represent or what the moon was like. Is the moon a satellite? Getting a yes. Is it hollow? Is it hollow? Yes. It's not saying yes or no. That's interesting. Okay, so maybe it doesn't want us to know that answer. Well, at all the stuff about landing on the moon, they say that some say they actually did, but they didn't really say what was going on because they found all these entities on the dark side. So, is that true? Yes, I'm getting a yes on that one. So, moon is. I love the moon. I still operate by the moon. I don't know why. Deborah, you're middle-aged too. Okay, good. So did I say your bones? Great. Okay, yeah, your bones are 100. Monique wants to know her bone density, 50%. So that was where my sister was at. So you would benefit from this supplement. It is in the link there. And you could always text me if you're not sure how many to take, because sometimes you take more in the beginning and then you don't need as much. So there's also that. You can also muscle test too. You don't have to become dependent on me. Okay, Jasmine. Hi, this is my first time watching. Okay, well, great. Well, welcome. Is there anything that stands out to you about my energy? Whether that is cords, my rings, or my pineal gland. My mom recommended you to me. Well, great. Well, thanks, Mom. Thanks for recommending Jasmine. All right. Well, we'll take a peek at a few things. So number one, I always check because it's the most important thing is you have no grounding cord. You have no grounding cord and only 2 creative rings. So you're being influenced by this ancient interference energies. And so you would really benefit from listening to my meditation. It's free on my website, thekimberlysherry.com. Let's put that back up here. And free 20-minute meditation. And that would really be beneficial for anybody who's not grounded because it's got 5 parts to getting ultra grounded. So that would be a good thing for you to check out, Jasmine. Let's see what else have we got here. Back is better. Okay, great. Where are we, Jasmine? Okay. Yeah, so that's like energy 101. Without a grounding cord, you're like a house that has no plumbing. Everything gets backed up. You're likely feeling feel a little anxious or nervous. You're only in your body 3%. So you might even be unaware. Mm, you have a lot of angry energy in your field, but you probably are unaware of it because you're not in your body enough to feel it. But angry energy, when you hold it a long time, it really wreaks havoc. It's behind all inflammation. It can be behind, you know, acne breakouts, painful periods. Angry energy is behind so many things. They do it because they know it works. It works to their benefit because that's what they feed on. They need people that are angry so that they can feed off of them. They can harvest the angry energy that you produce. And if you're unaware of it, well, then you're like a battery pack to them. So, well, welcome, Jasmine. Didn't hope I didn't blow you out of the water. Join us for maybe try the meditation first, and then you can decide if you want to join us for the foundational 12-day program. It's all about money, raising our money frequency, and aligning our businesses to this high frequency. Yes, we measure in the 12 days in November, the 12-day program, we're going to measure, she's asking if I measure the thyroid, we're going to measure all of our body systems and organs and all the parts of the brain. We're going to bring all of that to 100% high millivolts of light. So you're probably going to feel amazing for one. And then aligning that to the oversoul energy, and now this claustrum on top of it. I can't wait. That's going to be amazing. Anyway, thyroid. Okay, I get distracted. Yes, low, Deborah, very low, 15%. Yeah. 15%. Yay, good to hear, Gwendolyn. Back is feeling better. So she was asking earlier, those of you who are just coming on now, she was asking earlier about her lower back. Told her there were some cords in there from people from her school, and she took them out. Now her back feels better. Okay, Mariah, okay, good. Can you do my bone density and tell me if my chakras are blocked or balanced? We're not doing a full scan reading here, but bone density is low. Yeah, low at 15%, which is not good. One of the things we're going to be doing in this 12-day in November is because I believe that aging is programs. These are a bunch of programs, and it's not just an aging program. They have this in all of our body systems, body organs, our skin, the layers of our skin, in our cells, like everywhere. There's so many programs. It's like crazy. However, I believe because this time around, compared to when we did this the first time 2 years ago, the oversoul knows how the body is supposed to function. So if we're going to be doing all of this while we're connected to the highest aspect of ourself that knows our divine blueprint, that knows how a human is supposed to work, that knows all of this, that we're going to accelerate, we're going to be able to take some shortcuts. Because the first time we connected to the oversoul, we didn't have to check for cords anymore. No more cords, spells, curses, like poof. And so that's why I'm so excited about this next time around. Now we're connected to the oversoul, and we're going to do this again. Wow, can't wait. So thyroid, yes, is low, and that's a very important organ because it's part of our endocrine system and connects to a lot of other organs and systems too. Let's see. And Mariah, I think yeah, so that was the bone density. You're grounded. That's a good thing, Mariah. Your central orbit is clear as well. So If we were to ask a more specific question, we might be able to find a block in a chakra, but you're basically, your energy is running pretty well. Is Sadhguru still infiltrated? And could you check me, please? Let's see. Sadhguru is still not grounded. How many rings? 0 rings. Heart closed. Wah. That's so sad for Sadhguru. Isn't that ironic, his name? And other courses. Okay, great. Well, I'm glad you loved the 12-day course, and it's changed her life. Well, that's excellent, Dee. I love these unsolicited, shout outs and kudos, because this really is life changing. Definitely, that we're not fooling around here. And thank you for that shout out about the meditation, which she says is amazing. Great. And okay, here is Nicole. Hi, Sherry. Okay, so just so you know, I don't really care, but Sherry is my last name. How much am I embodying my higher self? I have done the meditation twice. Okay. Well, one thing you need to focus on, because it seems like you might just be going through the motions. Maybe you're used to other meditations where you just listen and kind of check out, because you don't have a grounding cord, Nicole. So you're missing the most important part of the meditation. So when you do it again, pay special attention to the root chakra, where I want you to use your imagination along with the help of the audio to transmute and dissolve 20 AI chords there. That's why you're not able to get grounded. And so without that important piece, if you're missing that part, then the rest doesn't really matter. So so just as a FYI, thanks for asking, and thanks for coming on, Nicole. Monique wants to know if there's cords in her right back or lower hip. No. Nope. You have good earth energy coming up both your legs and going down your grounding. So you're good there. Dana wants to check on her bone density. 50%. Yeah. According to my sister's doctor, that is the beginning of osteoporosis. I am not a doctor, so I'm not pretending to be that, or that I can heal anything, or but a lot of people are getting amazing results of all kinds of things. I am a little interested in the bone density level 2. A little. Should we just give you a little information? Marianne. All right, let's check your bones. So first of all, Marianne, you're not grounded. So that can affect everything, including your bone density, believe it or not. So your bone density is very low, measuring like 15%. So in the meantime, you could either start on the supplement, or you can also do what I suggested for Nicole, to do the meditation, but do it with that focused intention to clear those 20 AI chords at your root chakra. This is very common. It's why they love cording here, because it's so effective. And also, you're not connected to your oversoul. So that's probably a lot right there. That's a lot. But start somewhere. And for someone who is a little interested, I gave you a lot of information. So I would suggest downloading the free meditation on my website, which is right there, KimberlySherry.com, 20-minute meditation, and really focus on the root chakra, dissolving, transmuting, imagining you're just blowing up all of these AI chords in your root chakra. Then things can start to flow. Everything can start to flow. So that's like super important. Energy 101. May I ask if you're able to check? Check. Not sure what you want me to check. D. What did you mean by ancient interference? Ancient interference, which is what I refer to as AI, is just that. It's the dark energies on the planet. Some might call it the Illuminati or the 1% or the shadow government or the, all the things. It's the dark that dark controlling influence on the planet. And it is ancient and it has been interfering with our connection to source and our divine blueprint and our authentic connections. It's been interfering with how we're meant to operate here on the earth as a human. So that they have lost, by the way, they have lost. So everything we're seeing now is just the optics of all of this stuff shaking loose and shaking out. The next, I don't even know what this means or what the event will be. A while ago, so maybe 6 months ago, I was getting 3 years. So for the next 3 years, a lot of this chaos, drama, this stuff kind of unfolding, disclosure, upheaval, chaos, all the stuff as the dark is leaving. Now I'm getting it's about 2.5 years, 2 years and 3 months. I have no idea what this event is. I have no idea what it even means. But I've noticed it's been changing as we are moving along this linear timeline. And so we'll see what happens in 2 years and 3 months. Okay, let's see. Yes, I believe everything can be healed naturally. So when our body is functioning at 100% and all the organs are operating at 350 or 450 millivolts, I have a feeling that's what's going to happen during this next 12-day in November, because we've already gotten a glimpse of that. It was up and then it came back down again. So it's ready. Sorry, as in check me if I'm grounded or any cords. D. They're not grounded, D. And yes, you also have those 20 AI chords at your root chakra. So listen to the 20-minute meditation. Those of you that I'm mentioning this to, it's free. You can just go to my website and download that. And but I even mentioned this in the recording that you really need to do the meditation as an active participant, not just, listening and zoning out. This is something that you need to actually do, focus, put your attention and intentions into dissolving, transmuting these AI chords. When you go to this with more of that intention, see if you notice a difference in how you feel. Yeah. So, and then come report back next week and let me know how you did. Okay. Yes. Great, Marianne. Yes. She's going to try again tonight to do the meditations. Yeah. I didn't want the answer. Dana, Kimberly, do you agree with the medical medium that when you say the word AI, you call it towards you? I don't. No. No. I think that I think that concept can be taken to extremes, like what you focus on is what you create and what you attract. So there's a certain element of that. However, what if you had cancer? If you had cancer, if you never talked about it or never thought about it or just ignored it, does that mean you don't have cancer? No, you still have cancer. So just that whole concept of, if you think about it, you call it in. Well, what if it's already there? Ignoring it, it doesn't make it go away. So I think that's really more my point than than yeah. So thanks for the question. Okay. Oh, we're already past the hour. Goodness. Okay. Thanks for answering. Okay. We're going to have to wrap things up here. I appreciate your time. How do you break the aging programs? Well, you're going to find that out in November. If you join us on the 12-day program, we're clear these aging programs that are mostly in the root chakra, brought to you by Ancient Interference. We're out of questions, Todd. Also not grounded. Okay, that's the last thing we're gonna do, Todd. So not grounded. Thank you for asking. Thank you for trying the 20 minutes. Be more intentional. And you also have those 20 AI chords at your root chakra. So I've been saying this to several other people. Be mindful, be intentional, and really focus when you do the 20-minute meditation to make it your intention, and it's not like you have to go, "Oh," it's not like that kind of, trying, but be mindful and intentional about it so that you're actually doing the work. And then you can transmute and dissolve this stuff. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us this Wednesday. I'll be back next Wednesday with more info and an update on the Claustrum and whatever else is percolating. Bring your questions. We'll see you next week. Until then, I'll see you out in social media land. All right. Blessings.